Question: what sport combines a touch of basketball, a little bit of handball, a spot of volleyball, and a sprinkling of pelota? Answer: Tchoukball. So called because of the noise the ball makes as it hits the net, Tchoukball was the brainchild of Swiss doctor Hermann Brandt, who, in Geneva in 1970, made his dream a reality. Brandt realised that most sporting injuries are a result of contact and collision, and wanted to devise rules that would avoid this kind of aggression.
He did a lot of research into sport and sporting injuries and wanted to develop a sport that had the minimum of contact, aggressiveness and collisions. And I think he achieved it with Tchoukball. But what's funny is that in just looking for a sport that wasn't aggressive, he actually developed a lot more than that, something which is truly dynamic and spectacular, and that's what we want you to see.
OK, he did say no contact between players. Nobody mentioned contact with the ball. So now we've got your attention, an update on the rules.
First of all, you have to have 2 of these.
The frames, as they're called, measure 90 centimetres square and are situated at both ends of the court.
On each side there are 9 players and 3 substitutes.
There are no set positions. Players can either attack or defend.
Everything works in threes. You have 3 seconds with the ball, 3 steps with the ball, and 3 passes with the ball. Before it has to be shot at the frame. Tchoukball is a non-contact sport. There is no tackling involved, and the only time interception can take place is when the ball is shot into the frame by the opposition. To shoot the ball at the frame, you have to jump from outside the safety zone. When a ball is shot by the opposition into the frame, the opposing team has to defend around the line and they will be on their knees to catch the ball. In order to score a point, the player that has shot the ball into the frame must ensure that the ball lands outside of the forbidden zone. If it lands inside, it's a point to the opposition.
At first, the rules can seem a little baffling, but it has been said that the basics can be learnt in a few minutes. All the better for the children who are taking part in the popular tournament, a precursor to the World Championships in Geneva, designed to give those who are unfamiliar with Tchoukball a taster of the sport. As does the Open tournament, designed for those who are experienced. At present, there are only a handful of countries that play Tchoukball, but it does have the potential to spread further, as is shown in Taiwan.
Tchoukball is the 3rd most popular sport in my country after basketball and baseball, and we even have a league. We have 29 teams and it's just as popular amongst women.
And finally, it's time for the real action.
There she was, just walking down the street, singing, "Oh, daddy, daddy, jump, daddy, do."
Although the sport is often played in mixed teams, the World Championships were divided into separate competitions for men and women. This year, the women's competition saw reigning world champions Taiwan take on Great Britain and host Switzerland in a round-robin format. As expected, red-hot favourites Taiwan reached the final, where they faced Great Britain. Predictably, it was a one-sided affair, with the Taiwanese finishing 49-29 victors. Rather than drown their sorrows, the British women colourfully attempted to rally their male counterparts, as they also took on Taiwan in the final. Could the Brits go one better this time? Having defeated Switzerland, Italy, Brazil and France en route to the final, both teams were neck and neck after the first of the 3 periods. The last World Championships were held in Britain 10 years ago, and since then attempts to hold other ones have foundered due to lack of either money or sponsorship. This year, the World Champions from 10 years ago didn't seem to have lost any of their sharpness. They may not have retained any member of that title-winning team, but Taiwan still demonstrated their class. Despite a brave attempt by the British men, Taiwan predictably took the win 60-42 and claimed their 5th World Championship title in 20 years. But more than in most sports, tchoukball is not just about the winning.
I think for the moment there are still a lot of things that we need to develop within the sport of tchoukball for it to become more popular. And as far as it becoming an Olympic sport, well, we'll see.
For this unheralded sport created only 3 decades ago, the Olympic dream remains distant. However, as far as living up to the Olympic ideal, tchoukball is streets ahead.